Computer. Okay, so I was going to talk about, I kind of changed my plan, but if we have time, I might talk about a little bit about this book. Have you guys ordered it?
I did order it today. Yeah.
Awesome. Like I know Michelle's gone on and on about it, and I've gone on and on about it. But when I do my power hour, it's literally sitting at my side, and I am like referencing it. Like as I'm having conversations with people, I'm like flipping to certain point parts and like typing what she says for me to do. And the conversations that I've been having in the last 2 days, like are crazy, crazy different. Like just, I don't know, instead of me just giving information to people, I am like really being able to dig deeper into what they need. And so then my reply back to them is all about meeting their needs, like more so than I've ever done. Like I always thought I was sort of doing that, but I wasn't. And it's crazy how like it has changed. And even just like battling objections. I never really touched objections ever. Like I just always was like, okay, let me know when a good time is. Like I never would battle the objection, but the way she goes into detail about how to battle that objection is like it's you'll know why she's a millionaire, because she is so smart in how she words things and talks to people. Like it's not convincing, but it's just talking their way through to the solution, I guess. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
really good.
I feel like I need that part because I have about 4 people that were insanely interested and said they were going to, and then I send them like follow-up message, and then I'm hearing nothing, and I don't want to be annoying and send them a bunch. But like I have a couple that I thought were crazy interested, like all on board. So
Yeah.
Those extra good follow-ups, right?
It's so good. Like it'll just change your conversations and the direction of the conversations for sure. Like I'm like excited to start messaging more people tomorrow to see like how I can change the direction of the conversation. It's really, really cool. So I did want to do some Success Club shout outs. So Sonia is not on the call, but she is sitting at Success Club 10. Miranda is at Success Club 7. Jennifer, who is a new coach of mine, she's actually on a cruise right now. She's Success Club 2. Elaine is Success Club 5. And then Diana, who is Diana's coach, is at Success Club 3. And then Linda is also at Success Club 3. So that is awesome. Like lots of points on the board. 3 have already hit Success Club 5 or higher. So that's awesome. Awesome. And I think we have like 5 days left in the month or something. I actually didn't realize like Tuesday's the last day of the month. I don't know. I was not thinking it was the end of February yet, but I guess it kind of is. So there's still lots of time. Just kind of look at what you're doing, and is it working or is it not working? And what do you need to do to kind of shift gears and do more of, or just figure out, why you haven't hit it yet and what can you do to hit it, I guess is my advice. Sonia, is someone recording? Will someone just message her and say yes? Okay, so I debated talking about this on this call, but I think it's kind of important. And I had said to Michelle, like, do you think I should say anything? And she's like, her personality is a lot different than mine. So she's like, I'm not saying anything to my coaches, but I feel like if I would want my coach to say this to me. So I'm just going to treat you the way that I would want to be treated. So Coach Basics, if you are not at Success Club, you should be in that group, all over that group. You should be commenting on the daily post every single day. You should be in there saying who you have invited and how many people you've added into your network. You should be doing that daily task every single day, like no matter what, because you haven't hit your goals and you need to get to your goals. And this is a tool that is provided to you to get there. So it's like, it's kind of mind blowing for both of us because there's so many coaches on our team. Like I'm actually thinking our team is doing really well Success Club wise, but like Michelle's team is not doing that great for Success Club points. Like, you know, other months have been far better. And we've got this awesome training in place, and we're on, I think, like week 3 now of it. And it's like crickets in there. So we just are kind of like, all right, what's going on? Because the training content is amazing. Like if you have been following along, and I mean, I know Diana, you've been our rock star coach in there. And the content is really, really good. And the feedback we're getting is really good. So people are obviously going in and checking it out every once in a while, or maybe you are checking it out every day, but we don't know that. And then when we see coaches not hitting Success Club, we're like, okay, well, we are giving them everything that we can give, and we're showing you everything you need to do. But it's up to you to use these tools and to show up every day and be a good student, I guess. I think for me, because I was never a great student in high school or college, whatever, I wasn't. But when I dove into this coaching thing, anything that was thrown my way, I took. And anything someone said to me, I went and did. And I didn't know it at the time, but I guess I was very coachable, and I was a really good student as far as learning the basics of coaching. And I think that's probably why from day one, I was a strong coach, and I, hit Success Club my very first month, and I've continued to do that every month. And each month I've continued to bring in members onto my team because I really took the tools that were given and I ran with them. And if Michelle gave me a suggestion, I immediately went and did it. And I've been part of many different Coach Basics groups, and I just done a lot of different training that corporate has put on for us, or Michelle or Amy or whoever. I've signed up for everything that was presented to me. But not only did I sign up, I was in there and I was like the best damn coach you ever saw in that group. Like I showed up and I was present. And each one of those groups, I came out of it what I should have. So I did a push to Emerald group. I came out of that group as an Emerald coach. I did a push to Diamond group. I came out of that group as a Diamond coach. I did another push to 1-star, and I came out of it as a 1-star. So for me, I took those groups and it pushed me. And I know it can push anybody, but you have to be in there and you have to be present. Now, I don't want you to all of a sudden tomorrow start going in there and being like the best little coach ever. Obviously I do, but I don't want you to do it just so that I'm like, oh, good job, thanks for showing up. Like, do it because you see the value in showing up and doing the Coach Basics. Don't do it for me. Don't do it so I'll, give you a shout out or anything. Like, do it because you see the value of it. So that's just kind of my boss lady talk coming out. So I said to Michelle, either I'm going to have a bunch of people posting in Coach Basics tomorrow, or I'm going to get a bunch of coach cancellations. So hopefully not. Hopefully you guys still like me. Kate, your nonverbals are terrible. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to just talk about, and it kind of goes along with the whole Coach Basics and showing up, is do you guys believe in this? Like, do you actually believe in this process? Do you believe in this business? Do you believe that you can smile free lane? Do you believe that you have what it takes to actually make this business work? In the beginning, I did not understand even what I was working for. I didn't even understand the potential of it. For me, it was just fun. And I liked having little goals that I was trying to meet each month. So yes, I knew people were making 6 figures, 7 figures, and growing amazing teams. In the beginning, I never saw myself doing that. I just was like, oh, it worked for them. It won't ever work for me, and that's okay. But then when I started to shift a little bit in my thinking, and I just listened to so many regular people that were doing this and making it work, I really did just start to think like, okay, well, maybe I could. Like, wouldn't that be crazy if I could actually do this and I could start to bring in a significant income? And all it took was me to just kind of shift gears a little bit. And that's when things like really started to happen and take off. And that's when I personally started to change a lot. Like, my confidence increased and I really became a different person. Like, there's no way a year ago I would have done a team call. I didn't even have a team a year ago to do a call with, so that wouldn't even be possible. But there's no way I would have came on a call like this and talked about these things, that's for sure. So it took me to have a little bit of belief in myself and in this company. And now I like fully 100% believe in this opportunity. And I know that it is like, it's our ticket to freedom and to a whole different life that I never expected that we would have. Like, it's something I always thought about growing up. Like, you just imagine you'll be an adult with kids and you'll be able to travel and have money. And you just imagine those like simple things in your head. And then all of a sudden you become an adult with kids and you're like, shit, like, you know, it's tough. We live paycheck to paycheck, or, you know, we can't do the things that we want to do. And now I just can see that our future has kind of gone on a whole different path than what it was headed on. And I think that is super exciting, but it's because I believe it. And if you don't believe it, you're not going on that path. No matter what you do, you won't get on that path. So having some belief is so, so important. And I think the more and more I'm talking to new people, especially people coming from my ad that are just from, you know, all over the United States and are in such financial troubles and whatnot, I think like this opportunity is exactly what they need because it can change their life so much. And I believe that it can do that for them. And you guys have to have the belief as well that it can change your whole life and the whole direction that you are headed in your life. Okay, so I was going to talk about the whole chapter in this book, like the how to talk your way to 7 figures, which if we have time, I can touch on it a bit. But I've had a lot of questions about like the back office in our Coach Online office and how to see our downline and just different kind of questions like that, which it can be super confusing. So I'm not surprised that people are asking questions, but I thought I would just do a little screen share of my back office and just kind of walk you through the things that I look at each day and that you guys should look at as well. And just kind of make it a little bit more simpler for looking at, you know, your downline. If you have a couple coaches, like discount coaches on your team, you want to be checking in to see, are they still active? Are you going to lose your Emerald status next week? Because that sucks if you do lose it, because you lose all your volume you've accumulated, and that volume is money. And if you lose your Emerald, that bank account gets wiped right out, and then you start at 0 again as far as accumulating your team volume. So it's really important that you're looking at your downline and just making sure that you've got all your ducks in a row. Plus, as you start to build more, you want to be aware of where you are at as far as getting close to diamond, because that kind of shows you where you need to be placing your next discount coaches or your next business builders. And I know I've talked to some of you even today just about that. And, you know, some of you didn't even realize that you are close to diamond. And, you know, diamond isn't that far out of people's reach. It is very simple to get to, but it's important to kind of have an idea of what that looks like and where people are placed. So I'm hoping I can do a screen share. Hoping. We'll see here. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Can you guys see my screen right now? Okay, so you guys can see like all of this. Will someone just tell me? I can't see anybody.
We can see your text messages.
Oh, you can't see my Coach Online office?
No, we just see that you're feeding Andy lunch.
What? Well, that's weird. Oh my God, I don't even know how to I don't know how to use my computer. Shit. Stop share. What do you see now?
We see everyone.
Oh, okay.
We see us now.
And just so you know, we saw your sex messages with Will.
Perfect. Okay, I think this will work now.
Yes. We see your screen now.
Okay. You see my Facebook right now?
Yeah.
Okay. And now you see my Coach Online office?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So everyone's familiar with this page, right? So I'll point out a couple of things that maybe you guys don't know. And with your Success Club, if you're wondering who's where the points have come from, if you click on this plus sign, because I didn't know this for the longest time, and if you click on the number, it will actually tell you where those points came from, which is kind of handy to know. And now it's all weird because they give us an achievement point every Tuesday, but it will show you where your points are coming from. So you can just make sure that you are getting all your points that you are supposed to be getting. And then I always keep an eye on this here. So this left leg and right leg team volume. So this, because today is day one of, we just got paid. So today's day one. And so this morning when I woke up, these were both 0. And then as the day's gone on, the team volume has increased, and tomorrow it will increase, and the next day it will increase until next Thursday. Then it'll cash in and when we get paid, and then it'll go back to 0. So you can usually have a good idea which leg is your weak leg and which leg is your strong leg. So I know my left leg is my weak leg, and I just know that. But I also know that because for the most part, my left leg has less volume than my right leg does. So for you guys as well, your weak leg is going to have less volume on it than your strong leg, because your strong leg, I am adding coaches to as well, and Elaine is adding coaches to as well, and Miranda, and Michelle and other people on our team are adding people to that leg. So you will see people being added into our network. If you went down to 7 new coaches in your organization. Oh, it's not clicking. So these are all coaches that have been added into my downline, and the ones that are from so Shelby, she's not one of my coaches. She's one of Michelle's coaches. She added a coach, and they went on my strong leg. And Carlene added a coach, and Elaine, and then a few more of us from our team. But other people are going to come into your downline, but they will only be on your strong leg. The coaches you add will go on both legs, but you will never see anyone you don't know on your weak leg. And that is how you will always know that it is your weak leg. Do you guys have questions about the legs? I can't see you guys, so just if someone says no or yes.
No.
Okay.
Well,
and then what I was going to show you to see your downline, the easiest way to do this is, so you go to my business, my downline, and I always go to sponsorship drill down. This is the easiest way to see your downline. So your downline is going to look a lot different. And for some of you, you will have nothing here. And for some of you, you will have one coach like two coaches, and one will say left, one will say right. And that's how you know you have one coach on your left, one coach on your right, and you are probably emerald. So that is a good way to see like which coaches. These are coaches that are all on my left leg. And then I have all these coaches down here that are on my right leg. And then you can see who is an emerald coach. You can see who is active or inactive. Like I've got tons of coaches that are inactive, and they're more than likely discount coaches. And they kind of come in and out of active depending on if they have put their Shakeology on hold or not. But if you scroll over to the right a little bit, you will be able to see everybody's current Success Club points. So if you do have coaches on your team that are working the business, you want to be able to check in on them and see how they're doing Success Club wise. And, you know, and you can even scroll all the way back and see like prior Success Club points. But I always kind of pop in here, usually once a day, once every other day for sure. And I just go through just to see how everybody's doing so that I can, you know, figure out who I need to support and who is, you know, really working for it and who's sitting at Success Club 4 and maybe just needs a little bit of help getting to Success Club 5. And then as your coaches add coaches. So Elaine, I'll just go to you because you guys are on the call. So here is Elaine in my downline. She's on my right side. She's an emerald coach. And if I click on this plus sign, this opens up her downline. So you can see that she has 4 coaches on her left and she has 4 coaches on her right. So she is setting herself up for diamond right now. And she is like basically there. She just has some inactive coaches. So she has Diana, who is also an emerald coach. And then she just needs to get another emerald coach, which would be her husband. And then she would be diamond. And that's how you get to diamond is 4 coaches on your left, 4 coaches on your right. And then 1 coach on each of those legs have to become diamond as well. So if we look at her husband, if we open him up, there's his downline. So he has a coach on his left, a coach on his right. So he would technically be emerald, except this coach is inactive. So he's not emerald. But that is what a lot of your downlines would look like right now, is just you right here and then 2 coaches below you on your left and your right.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
Do all of your coaches need to be active?
If you want to be emerald, you have to have an active coach on your left and an active coach on your right.
Yeah.
And then if you
For
want
diamond,
for diamond, you
4 on-
have to have 4 active coaches on your left and 4 active coaches on your right. And then 2 of those emeralds have to be emerald. So they need 2 active coaches, each of them.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
To me, it does.
Was that?
To me, it makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, and it's a thing that you kind of have to get your head wrapped around. And I always would draw like a picture, like similar to what I drew for you earlier, Diana. Like I have myself at the top, and then I've got like I can show you guys later a little diagram similar to what Michelle posted today in the team page, except in those bubbles I put the coaches' names. So it's very easy to see where my holes are and where I need to plug in some coaches. So if we looked at Diana's downline, we'll open her up and we can see Diana has 4 coaches on her left and she has 2 coaches on her right. So she has a few inactive coaches, which are mostly like discount coaches, and that's just part of the game. Discount coaches are great for building your downline. However, they usually don't stay active because they put their Shakeology on hold, or they change their ship date, or they end up just canceling after a few months. You know, that's just how it goes. So build your legs with discount coaches. But in the meantime, always be finding business builders as well, because that is how you will rank advance at the end of the day. But building your downline with discount coaches will make you more of a strong diamond when you get there. So when I got to diamond, I probably had about 20 discount coaches underneath me. And I just would balance back and forth between my right and my left leg, signing up those discount coaches until I found a business builder. And then I put her on my opposite leg of my husband. And then I helped her build to Emerald. And that's just how you do it. But for now, you just build up your legs. So that's Diana's downline. And then, so Carlene, for instance, is under Elaine. And she just signed a coach tonight. So there is her downline. So she has one coach on her right side, and they are showing up as inactive because more than likely her Shakeology hasn't shipped yet. So once her Shakeology ships, she will become active. So if Carlene is gung-ho and ready to go for Emerald, she just needs to get one more coach and put them on her left side, and then she's Emerald. So that's kind of how that works. And of course, rank advancements never happen until Thursdays. So let's say Carlene tomorrow signs up another coach on her left leg. She's technically Emerald, but in the system, nothing is recognized until Thursdays. So next Thursday, she will be recognized as an Emerald coach. So that's how it sort of goes. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. And if you are getting ready to sign a coach and you're going to want them to go on a specific leg, either your right or your left leg. So if you go to My Business, My Preferred Placement, and I just kind of leave all that where it is. I've never really touched any of that. You want to pick where you want your next coach to go. So you either pick left or right. So I always do that before I am assigning a coach. I always go and look, and I always have an idea of where I want my next coach to go, whether that is tomorrow or in 3 weeks from now. I know where I want them to go when I find one. So I always have that set, and then you just hit save. And that is that. What a lot of people do when they look at their downline is they go to graphical genealogy. And this is what I did the first time I went to look at my downline, and I was like, what the fuck is this? So to be honest, I have never really gone back and looked at this again because it confuses the hell out of me.
Those were my words. Those are my words exactly. That's why today I was like, I have no idea.
Yeah. Honestly, and Michelle will talk about this, and I'm like, why do you not just go to sponsorship drill down? Like, to me, that is so nice and simple to see, my left and my right, and it's just all laid out there. So does anybody have any questions about the back office and finding things or seeing anything? No? Okay. The other thing I wanted to show you guys is mobile enrollment. I was not using this because I didn't know about it for the longest time. Probably I did know about it, but because I'm not really good at like changing my system, I just wouldn't use it. So this is a great way to send links. BB Links is also really, really good. However, if you are selling someone a challenge pack and they have already created an account with Beachbody, even if it had been 3 years ago or 10 years ago, even if you send them your link, it will not go under you, which at the end of the day, it can be fixed, but it's always kind of a pain because you have to get their confirmation number, you have to call Beachbody, you have to get them switched over to you, you have to make sure you get the commission and the Success Club point. Whereas with mobile enrollment, so I'm just going to log in here. Let's say I'm going to sign up a customer, and I will put in, I think just because I know her email address. Okay, so let's say this is my customer. I want to sign up today with Challenge Pack. I'm going to hit enroll new customer, and this pops up. She's an existing customer. She already has a coach. So I know, I'm like, oh crap. Okay, so now I need to go message her and say, it looks like you already have, an account created in Beachbody. Do you mind sending me your email address and your postal code or your zip code, and I will get you switched in the system. And then what I would do is I would go back here and I would go to my FAQ. And I would go to the request customer coach switch form. And then I would fill out this information pretending that I was Courtney. I am a customer. My name is Courtney. My zip code is this, my email address. And then I would put in my information here and just saying that I want her to be switched over to me. And then she will get a confirmation email saying that, she's been switched to Megan as a customer. So then hold on here. Then she's a customer of mine, but I don't know why with mobile enrollment, we can't send our existing customers links through here. So then I would go to BB Links and send her the link from there. But at least I know it will go through me because now I'm officially her coach. So if she wasn't already a customer of Beachbody's, I would just go to enroll new customer and I would fill out her information. I would put in her name. I would pick which challenge pack she wants, and I would pick which flavor of Shakeology she wants. And then it would email her the link, and all she needs to do is just check out. So she doesn't get lost on the Beachbody website. She doesn't accidentally forget to pick her flavor of Shakeology, and then she gets the triple pack combo accidentally, which I've had happen so many times. So it's just a very easy, almost more professional way of sending your link to a brand new customer. And I do like that it will prompt me to discover that they already have a coach in the system. The really cool thing about this is that let's say Courtney already has an account with Beachbody or already has a coach that she's not working with, but she wants to sign up as a coach with me. I can go ahead and enroll her as a new coach without having to do a coach switch. So that's what's really cool, because I'm finding a bunch of people that I'm talking to through my ad. They already have a coach that has stopped working the business, and I can now just sign them up as a coach very, very quickly through mobile enrollment. Also, if you are trying to put one of your existing customers over to your husband's account to build him to Emerald, you don't need to do a coach switch and then sign them. You can just log into mobile enrollment as your husband and then just do the coach sign up right from there. So it saves a lot of steps. I find it very, very easy. Questions about that?
Is that just done on, it's done on your phone, like an app, or is it on the computer?
Yeah, you can do it on your phone. There's I think it's just mobile, and I don't know what the actual website is. I just usually Google mobile enrollment. And then I always have it just pulled up on my computer all the time. And then on your phone, I just saved it as one of my apps. I just saved it to the home screen.
And do you suggest myself and my husband both having an account?
Well, no, it's just
once I start building a team, getting there.
Yeah.
Yes, we both have, because you said something about having him sign up and then we can switch people under him.
Yeah, he doesn't need to sign up for anything. You'll see when you go to mobile enrollment, you just put in your coaching information. So when you want to put coaches underneath your husband, you would just enter your husband's information.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very, very simple. No one showed me this at all. I just one day went on and I was like, oh, this is really easy. It's very, very straightforward. Does that make sense?
Do you want me to do screen sharing and do it with that customer of mine?
Oh, sure.
Okay. If I can figure out how to do this. Really? Where was it now? Hold on.
Did you just sell a challenge pack, Diana?
Well, there's somebody that wants to buy the access, your access, and then the Energize. So I asked her if she wants to sign up and then buy the Energize, and she said yeah. So here I put in her email address, and then I will. Hold on, I think this one will work. Let me go back here. It's probably going to freeze because I want to do something. Gavin, you found my camera. Is that funny? Okay, what is going on here? Refresh this. Okay, so then I put in her email. And then, yes, I have the permission. Enroll as new coach.
Yeah, and so if you were going to sign up a coach that already had bought a challenge pack, you can just enroll them without any purchase.
Okay, so that's how that works. So then I would select what she wants. So she wanted the all access.
Are you going to be able to add the Energize to this too? Is that what you're doing, or?
No, so then she'll order it later when she gets her like coach. Once she becomes a coach, then she'll get the discount.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're doing. Way to go. I'm signing a new coach. And I wanted to shout out Carlene too for selling her first challenge pack and signing a business builder working coach tonight too.
Good for you, Carly. Rocking it already.
I didn't even have to approach her. She came to me and asked. So that was easy.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So then I'm just assuming she wants chocolate. I don't know. I haven't asked her yet. And then I would just add it to the cart, and then it would send it to her, right? Megan?
Yep. So then you
I'm
can
not sure.
check everything looks good, and then they get an email, and all they have to do is click on the link and check out.
And is
Yeah,
it
so
going to
then
ask for, like, because she's signed her up as a coach, so is it going to ask her for her information then? As, like,
Yeah, since this is a coach sign up as well, yes, it'll take her through the whole coach sign up part too.
awesome.
Yeah. It's honestly, it's so easy using this. I love it.
So what was the website? Like, do I find it through my Beachbody, Team Beachbody, or no?
Diana, you're muted, but did you have it?
Yeah, if I don't get choked out, I'll send it to you. Megan sent it to me, so I'll just send it to you. Gavin,
Okay.
stop.
Yeah, if you just go to Google and type in mobile enrollment Beachbody, it'll pop up.
Yeah, I just did it. So it's, just coachmobile.teambeachbody.com.
Awesome.
But that's how I'm going to start showing my coaches how to send links, because I think that is something super confusing when you sign up in this business, is like, how do I send links? And I mean, when I started, I was literally telling them to go to teambeachbody.com, click shop, click challenge pack, and then I discovered simplecoachlinks.com, but that was super confusing. And then there was another one that came out, and then BB Links, which is great. But again, if they have a coach account, it sucks. Then you have to And some coaches, new coaches, wouldn't know enough to go look at their back office and see that the order went through okay. So then they're like, why didn't I get those SC points? Well, some other coach in the network got them, and so yeah, that's that. Do you guys have questions at all about any of that stuff? No? Okay. So the other thing I just wanted to kind of quickly touch base with is, we're coming up to the end of the month, which, we're always so focused on like our goals, and we only have 5 more days left to hit our goals. But also what I start thinking about is, next month, what's my plan for next month? Because you always want to have a plan for the coming month, because all of a sudden it's going to be here and you don't want to, have your foot off the gas. You want to keep going and always have a plan. What's the next thing you're inviting to? Do you have a free group planned? When are you having it? When are you going to start posting about it? When are you going to start inviting to it? When's your challenge group, your paid 21 day fix or whatever it is challenge group? When is that going to be? When's your first day? When's your prep week? When do you need to be inviting for that? Just always kind of have a bit of a plan in place. So hopefully everyone has started to think about the coming month and, how you can get it all laid out. I have a big calendar that I write everything out, and I just know exactly when I need to start posting about specific things, because I'm always posting with a purpose and kind of changing up my posts as I go throughout the month. And it's always very much on purpose, geared towards what I need at that part of the month, whether I need challengers or I want to focus on coaches or I need people in my free group. So, and then as well, adding to my network throughout the month too. And then I always have a plan with my personal development. So right now I'm reading Get Over Your Damn Self. And then I know exactly which book I'm going to start next. And because, you don't want to finish a book and then go on Amazon and then wait another week for a new book to come in. It's just like your invites and your fitness, like you have to be constantly doing it every single day in order for any of this to work. And your personal development's the exact same. So hopefully you're all reading something and you know what you're going to pick up when that's done. So does everybody have a plan?
Yeah, my next plan is about expanding my network, because I've been doing well for the last 2 months or so, and I feel good about that, but I know I'm going to hit a plateau because I only have maybe 200 people in my support group, and I'm going to run out of warm market now. So I wanted to maybe do a giveaway soon and then do my free group soon, but then how do I, other than getting a like page and all that, how do I attract to my network?
So what have you tried so far, Miranda?
Well, I haven't tried much in this last month, but I did the free giveaway seemed to work well. When I did it, I got a couple new contacts that have either purchased a challenge pack or have been really interested in the whole thing. And that went well. But other than that, I haven't really, kind of a couple of referrals here and there from just people doing well on it and then telling the odd person, but.
Okay. Have you kind of gone and looked for different ways that you can add to your network? Have you searched on YouTube or looked into what other coaches are doing?
No, most of the videos I'm finding are about connecting with people and the conversations, but I'm just how do you get those people, other than I see a lot about like pages? And
yeah, a like page is probably the easiest, quickest way to add to your network. 100%. I wish I would have done it sooner, because it's just been so easy to build my network, and you're building it with people who actually are interested in being in talking to you and hearing what you have to offer. Whereas, just random friend requesting is great. And I did that for a very long time. But you don't know if they're even interested whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
I spent a ton of time, and I know I've said this on tons of different calls and posts. I spent so much time in the beginning when I was a coach on how to figure out how to add to my network, because I was very aware very early that I would run out of people. So I took it upon myself very early on to figure that out. And there are so many different ways to add to your network. Friend requesting for sure. And there's tons of team calls on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and search adding to my network,
Okay.
adding new Facebook contacts to my Beachbody network, if you search on YouTube, you will come up with so many different ways. The ways that I did it in the beginning that were most effective were the random friend requesting, and giveaways was huge. My group grew really, really well with giveaways. I waited until I had a really strong support group and was really confident in my posts. And then the giveaways were really, really good. And I would get like a couple hundred people added in each time. So
Okay.
it's really, really effective. And the other way I did it, and I started this right from the very beginning of being a coach, is I joined other groups on Facebook. I joined mom groups. I joined breastfeeding groups, anything that had to do with the people that I wanted to connect with. I joined those groups on Facebook, and I just went in there once a day and I connected with people, and I replied to messages, or I posted about mom stuff. And I started getting, I was just start friend requesting people in there, not to spam them like at all. I was very, very cautious of that.
Mhm.
But I did add a good handful of people. It's a slow process doing it that way because you really have to connect with them. But I did have a few challengers come out of it that came from that group. And it was all like US people. So that was really good in the beginning of me being a coach, was really getting outside of my market. Like I wasn't joining like mom groups in London or anything. Like I really expanded that way. But that's a time consuming task, but it's
Mhm.
an effective task. I also dabbled a little bit in Pinterest too, because there's so many women on Pinterest that are all about health and fitness, right? I don't know if I did get anything from that, but I know there's like one of the top coaches, she did a lot of stuff on Pinterest and found a lot of people to connect with on Pinterest.
I've done the Pinterest thing too. I think you posted a video, or I don't know where I've seen it from you. You have a recorded video somewhere of how to add through Pinterest, and it actually worked out really well. I have a challenger that's done a few challenges with me that I found through Pinterest, and she lives in BC. So she had a coach that she wasn't connected with or anything. So we've done a coach switch, and she's done a challenge pack. She's on Shakeology. So it's worked out. I actually like the Pinterest thing because then you can kind of see, like, I don't know, what their likes are and who you want to
get a really good sense of what their interests are, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. And then, I mean, if you are really struggling with finding people to connect with, I mean, just do a like page and run an ad. It will pay off. It is beneficial. If you're in this for more than just a hobby, it's totally worth it. And I wish I would have started a year ago. It would have moved my business that much faster had I done that. I mean, now every day my conversations are with people who are interested and who already know a little bit about Beachbody. And I'm not kind of having to hound anyone or friend request people that are like not interested at all in what I have to say. So it's just a very, very easy vehicle of getting people. And yeah, you pay for it, but if if I get a couple challenge packs out of the deal, like which I will, like I'm adding probably, I don't know, I'm probably adding 3 to 5 people a day I would say to my network, probably closer to 5, I would say, to my network from my like page. So every single day. So that's a lot of people a month. And I'm at a very low budget on my ad. So if I were to bump that up, I mean, that would double or triple. So it's just, yeah, it's something to think about. And you don't have to wait until you've had success in this business to do it. You can start it the first day you become a coach. Like it's not something you need to wait to do. I thought that, like, I was like, oh, I'm not like big enough to run an ad. I totally thought that. And that's silly because I wish I would have done it sooner. It's simple. It's easy. It takes 5 minutes out of my day going to my ad, and I friend request all the new likes, and I message all those new likes, and I message all the people that commented on it saying, I'm interested, I'm interested, I'm interested. There's probably like 84 comments on it and like 700 or 800 likes, I think, on it. And those are all people I've connected with and brought into my network since December. So, yeah. Anyone have questions? Anyone have anything they want to talk about, or any good victories this week? Nothing? Kate, what's going on with you? You're super quiet.
Not much.
I just have to say that we all kind of look matchy today on this. Like we're all kind of in the same color, a few of us.
Yeah,
The picture will look nice.
it will look nice. It's all about the picture.
I always find though when I take like a snapshot of our calls, we all look like
Oh, I know.
we look like we hate this.
Yeah. Well, honest to God, like when I'm looking at you guys, I'm like,
It's almost like we need to be like, okay, everyone's fine.
yeah.
I think it's because we're concentrating too.
Yeah.
We're listening.
It's such an intimidating thing. Like even Michelle, when she does the Saturday morning calls, she messages me right after and she's like, oh my God, I hate doing these calls. Everyone looks like they're ready to punch me in the face. Like they look so miserable. And I'm like, I totally get you because it does. Like, honestly, you guys are like, and I try not to take it personally. I try to think that everyone's enjoying themselves. Everyone's smiling now. Except for Kate. Kate's a hard one tonight to crack. Are you okay, Kate?
Yeah, I'm good.
You're good?
Yep.
All right. You just don't seem like your normal chipper self.
I'm good.
Okay. All right, well, Penny. Oh, did someone say something? All right, well, if no one has anything they want to chat about, I guess we'll go.
Megan, did you want to do a few of the things about the book you were going to do originally if there's time? Or
Oh, yeah, I didn't make any notes, but let me flip to it because it's all highlighted. Okay, so it's chapter 5 in the book, and it's titled How I Talked My Way to 7 Figures and How You Can Too. So she's broken it down into like a few different tips and different rules, I guess. So rule number 1 is, and these are all things that I have done, and rule number 1 is don't be attached to the outcome of any conversation. And I still do this, I'm getting better, but you go into a conversation and you are just trying to sell them a challenge pack. You just want to get the Success Club points. You want to sign them as a coach, and that is the whole intention behind the conversation. But if you can just allow yourself to be removed from the outcome, there will be no pressure. And even what I've been saying sometimes in my conversations is, you know, if this isn't for you, that's totally okay. I'm just wanting to share with you what's worked for me. And even saying that statement takes the pressure off them and of myself. And I find we can just have a much more natural conversation. And I've flipped my mindset a little bit. And I'm trying not to care if they sign up or not. Like I want to be able to tell them about what it is I do and, you know, my challenge group. And it's okay if they don't join. Like, that's okay. They're not ready. I don't really want them to get into the challenge group if they're not ready, because it's not going to work for them. And then they're going to be pissed off, and then they're going to tell their friends that sucked. And, you know, so, you know, don't be attached to the outcome. Rule number 2 is don't be on the hunt. Again, it's kind of setting your intentions of, I have something special to share. I am looking for people who want to know what I have to offer, instead of going after the sale. It's similar to rule number 1. It says, in our profession, our job is not to get what we want, it's to help other people get what they want. This applies to our customers, our team members. The success you're seeking will happen when you help a lot of people get what they want. So it's just, and that's why it's so important for you to know your challengers' goals, is so you can help them get to their goals. And if you're bringing on new coaches onto your team, it's so important to know what their goals are. You know, I've spent a lot of time getting to know what your goals are. Like, you know, Linda, I know what your goals are. Elaine, I know your goals. Kate, I know your vision. I know what you are working for. And that's why when you guys jump on a call, I feel okay about saying to you, like, if you're not at Success Club, get into freaking Coach Basics and do the shit. Because I wouldn't say that if I had a newer coach on the call, because, you know, I'm not going to push her like that. But I know what you guys want, and I know you guys want this as much as I do, or at least that's what we have chatted about in the past, and maybe that's changed. But, you know, that's why it's just, you have to know what people's goals are, because it changes the direction that you want to help them in. Rule number 3 is less is more. So she says, in conversations, less is more. It's like dating. When you start seeing someone, you don't want to show too much skin right away. And then this is actually really funny, because she goes on to say, you don't want to be a slut. You don't want to be a prospecting slut. So we do not want to be prospecting sluts, basically. So don't fall into the trap of thinking that you want to tell your prospect everything, that you want to tell your challenger everything that goes on in a challenge group and everything you get with the All Access on Demand. Like, it's more important to give them little snippets, keep it very short, leave them wanting more information or wanting to ask more questions, and always bring it back to their goals and how it can help them. And that's what's really flipped for me in the last couple days, is having the ability, through like what she tells you to say in this book, is bringing that conversation back to them and their needs. Rule number 4 is be authentic. So, I mean, we talk about this a lot. Like, we learn from each other all the time. And I always say what's mine is yours. But at the same time, make it yours, because none of us talk the same way. None of us are the same person. And I couldn't take one of Michelle's posts and make it mine, because we don't talk the same. Like, we're very different people, and it wouldn't even sound like me. And for people who have been following me for a long time, they would read that post and be like, where did that come from? Like, that's just not her. So you always want to be really, really true to who you are and who you're speaking to, and just being authentically you and being different than every other Beachbody coach out there. And you have to somehow find a way to be, 100% you. Of course, get ideas from people. I get ideas from other coaches all the time for my posts, but I always make them unique to me. Rule number 5, and I've said this one before, and Michelle's saying it quite a bit right now as well. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. Meaning, if they're ready to purchase that challenge pack, don't be so afraid of like, what do I say next? What should I say next? Is there a script for this? Is there a script for that? Like you're not going to screw it up if they're ready. And if you know what their goals are and you're being you're not going to screw it up. So just go into that conversation with confidence, and you can't say the wrong thing to them. For instance, I had someone from my ad that was interested in first the All Access on Demand, and then she was interested in the coaching opportunity. So she was ready to like sign that day. And I was like, oh my God, okay, I don't know if I've gotten to know you quite well enough yet. Like I don't want to jump into it. So I asked if she could jump on a messenger call, like a Facebook messenger call. And she was like, yeah, does 12 o'clock work? And I was like, shit, not really. 12 o'clock's a terrible time, like with Andy. But I was like, yeah, sure, that works. So then she ended up messaging me, and she was a little bit early, and she was like, can you jump on now? And I was outside with Andy and the freaking puppy. And so we jump on this call, and it was like a disaster. The puppy is literally jumping on Andy and plumbing. He's on the ground being attacked. There's snow, because this was only like 3 days ago when there was snow. And it was just, and I'm like holding the phone, the Zoom, I'm like trying to talk, all coaching to her, and I'm picking Andy up and throwing the dog. And it was like Zoom call gone bad. Like it was totally bad. But she signed up 20 minutes later, like, because it was right. And she didn't care that it was such a shit show and that I wasn't even talking sense. She wanted to sign and was going to sign no matter what. And that's just how it happens. Where if someone that wasn't ready, I did that call with them, they probably would have been like, yeah, well, she's a hot mess, so we'll see. So you can't screw it up if it's the right person and the right time. Rule number 6, and I think I was doing this up until I read this part of the book. If you find yourself convincing, stop it. I could easily get into convincing mode very easily. Like, not like promising them things, but just really convincing them that this will work, and you will get to your weight loss goals, and it's easy, and you're ready. Don't worry. Once you get into the challenge group, you'll figure it out. Like I've done it. I think everybody's done it, or you've started to feel that you're doing it, but you kind of do it anyways because you really want those points, or you really want to sign the coach. So I really had to take a step back, and it kind of goes back to the whole, don't be attached to the outcome and don't be on the hunt. Those things all lead together. If you find yourself convincing, stop it. And I really had to put on the brakes this week with that, because I do get into convincing. I've always been a really good convincer. Like even as a kid, I could always convince someone to do something with me, or to see it my way, or do it my way. So I really had to stop that. Because if they join you as a coach, or if they join you as a challenger, like I said, it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out. If you convinced them and brought them in when they weren't ready, it will not work out. Rule number 7 is listen. Really listen. I've gotten in, now that I'm looking back at some conversations that have popped up in Teamsy, I'm scrolling back and I'm like, wow, I was jumping into talking about the challenge group when they never even expressed interest in it. Like I asked them about their goals just to get to know them, and then I just jumped right into the challenge group, thinking that they were interested, but they never once said they were interested. So seeing those conversations, I'm like, shit, I was not listening to them at all. I was not hearing what they had to say. I was just going into what I wanted out of the conversation. I'm just skipping a couple rules that I didn't find very valuable. Rule number 9, don't count your chickens. We've all done it. You know, oh, they're going to buy a challenge pack on Friday. Well, they don't always buy that challenge pack on Friday. Or they're going to sign as a coach by the end of the month, and then they don't sign as a coach. So don't count on anyone to do anything in this business for you. Another one is, so this was the last rule, and this is where everything changed for me, is lead with what's in it for them. I can't stress it enough. This is why you guys need this book, because she goes into detail about how to figure out how to pinpoint leading the conversation with what's in it for them, and how to figure out their pain points and why they need it. And it's our job to show them in our conversations why this is going to benefit them and what they're going to get out of it. So that's a big chapter, and it kind of goes through little scripts. Like, yeah, it's almost just too much to even talk about, to be honest, but it's just a good thing to keep in mind before you get this book. Like in the meantime, is to just talk about what's in it for them.
What's the book called?
What?
What's the book called?
Get Over Your Damn Self.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yeah, and if you're gonna go and order it from Amazon, you might as well order like a few books at once. That's just my suggestion. I never order like just one book. I get a few books so that I always have a funnel of books. Yeah, so then she goes on, like the chapter I'm at, that I just finished, was objections. And it was all about battling every single objection that we get in this business. Like, is this a pyramid scheme? I don't have enough time for this. I don't have the money. I don't have enough friends. I'm not a salesperson. It battles every single objection so that, like, we can just change all your conversations. Yeah. Okay, any questions at all, guys? Nope. Linda, you good? Okay.
Yep, thank you.
Good night, guys.
Yeah.